One of these years. Hey, Ben's back.
Yep.
Hello, Ben! Hi, YouTube! That was you. You were the high-pitched one.
No, I didn't say that.
I kind of remember you doing that. So, we're playing, what's this game again?
Final Plebity.
That's really funny, Trevor.
Tales of Fantasia.
Tales. Hey, didn't one of the guys associated with the Tales games died recently?
Oh, well, we're starting this out on a good start. Actually, Ben, I need to ask you a very important question regarding that guy. Vax status?
You're so...
I'm joking, people.
This is incredible. This is an incredibly good start.
Whenever Ben's here, Spencer just goes off the rails.
All right, let me actually. You know what? I have a bone to pick with you, Trevor.
Uh-oh.
Because you.
I have a bone to pick with myself.
All right. Well, then we'll both be picked.
Why do I suck so much?
I don't really know what bone to pick with actually means.
I have a Broden to pick with you. Anyway, go ahead. The guy's name is Broden, by the way.
All right. So last time we sat down, we all gathered together.
Oh boy.
You referenced Cybershell, and you were like, "Go watch his videos." I had watched one, and I made it a point to watch at least one other, the Chow video, because I had also watched that H-Bomber guy video that everyone is the plagiarism one.
You mean like the 4-hour video that somehow people are supposed to watch?
I never watched that, but I watched every single cyber, other than the really early stuff.
It is literally incredible. It is fully worth the 4 hours. Just divvy it up over the week or something.
I just wish he could make his point in less than 4 hours.
What, Spencer? You watch 4-hour crap all the time.
I'm team internet historian. Okay, I'll draw that line in the sand. Yes, he plagiarized for sure. But he also didn't apologize, which is based. You can't apologize on the internet. You literally can't. It makes things 10 times worse.
Or just dogpiling.
No, he's worse than just a plagiarist. I'll leave it at that. But
There we go.
I'm going to accompany you.
So. Yeah, I was looking through his videos after watching the Chow Garden one. Really good video, by the way. I didn't understand a single thing because I haven't.
Most convoluted concept for a very minor side thing in a game that's not good.
It doesn't do anything. It doesn't help you at all.
And it's the most convoluted thing in the world for no reason at all.
I did watch the level 99 Final Fantasy VII reactor video.
I watched that
I just gotta say,
that was the one that kicked us
I
off.
forget their names, but the guy who was like clearly lying and got BTFO'd probably got BTFO'd harder than I've ever seen anyone in the history of the world.
Yeah.
I don't know. Nothing off the top of my head like anyone who got BTFO harder, but I'm sure that there are.
I don't think so, dude. He was like so smug and so mean about everything, and then this guy came through and he was like, you know what, I don't even want to do this, but I'm going to do it because I hate this guy so much. That's unbelievable. That's like true hero level.
There's a ton of examples. This is just one example from a very niche...
I mean, that dude put like 400 hours into a game because he wanted to prove someone wrong. Like, are you kidding me?
People have done much greater for much less.
Name literally one.
I'll think of it because I'm just not...
I'm not even going to meme and say name 3. Name literally one ever. I guess if somebody, in a hypothetical situation, like if I was like, Ben, you're too dumb to get a doctorate in astrophysics, and you're like, oh yeah? And you literally go out and get a PhD in astrophysics, and I'm like, oh damn, congratulations, what job do you want? And you're like, oh, I don't even like astrophysics, I just did it to troll you. Like, that would be above it, yes, but...
I'm pretty sure that's happened.
Name one time. Question of the part, name one time. Anyone out there, YouTube land.
All right, okay, so I didn't come in prepared with an answer because this is not even what I'm talking. I can
kind of think of one. A certain person who wasn't a politician decided to be a politician, essentially just because everyone was like, "You're dumb," and he was like, "I'm dumb, am I?" And he was dumb, but then he became a politician. I'll leave it at that. That's a pretty good one.
Not really the same thing.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay.
Also, he tried for like several times.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
Yeah, as a Democrat as well.
That's so based.
Not really.
I love flip-flopping.
But okay, so I watched all the videos that I thought were relevant, and then I looked at one of the more recent ones. I was like, oh, what are the latest videos? And one of them was very clickbaity, of course. It was like, oh, this is the best Wikipedia on a fan wiki on the internet. And he goes through a bunch of them, and spoilers if you haven't watched the video, because he does, Dan, he does pussyfoot around it a little bit. He beats around the bush. And he says, I'm going to give you a couple seconds to pause and watch the video.
Pause the game! You pause
No,
it.
don't pause the game!
I'm fine with pausing on aerospace.
Listen to Ben, and only Ben.
It's the HomeStarRunner wiki.
Oh.
It's the Homestar, and then I was like, that is something that I haven't even thought about in forever. So I decided to check it out, and sure enough, there's way too much detail for what HomeStarRunner is.
I can get it.
And then, because I clicked on that, I assume this is over the course of like a week. I've been watching all these videos just in my spare time, and we're absorbing all this information.
Very important, relevant information, for sure.
And then I'm like, oh, maybe I should watch some HomeStarRunner again. I would say most of it still holds up. It's pretty funny.
I mean, I've only ever cared about Strong Bad Email, but I think that still holds up.
Yeah, and the way I watched it was someone uploaded 9 hours, very close to 10 hours of 200 Strong Bad emails, and I watched all of them over the course of this week.
I did that like a year or two ago.
Strong.
I just do it every once in a while. It's also amazing how old HomeStarRunner is, because I have a vivid memory of we had a student teacher in literally grade school for art school.
Yeah.
And she started to talk about HomeStarRunner. And
yeah,
literally like 25 years ago.
Well, not 25.
20 years ago.
I'd say 20.
Yeah, no, it is 20. Yeah, because it started like 2000, 2001. And
Ben, that is 25 years ago, by the way. If you're saying 2000
almost
or
25. Only 20.
I just wanted to point that out. Like, if you were saying
2024,
that's
2024, not 2025.
It's almost 25.
Oh my god. The semantics. You
Not-
said 25. It's actually
not-
24
Yep.
years.
How do you get Ben's impressions so good?
I just listened to him. I take
I'm
it all.
Broden.
So,
By the way, I hope you're paying attention to Broden because he is the most important character in this game.
If you do, we're not going to do any side quests this playthrough, because I don't want to spend my entire life doing this. This is going to be the most streamlined playthrough in existence. But if you do the side quests, they reveal that Broden is a ex-soldier.
And he's also, wait, do you find it out, or is it a side quest, or do you find out what's happening to him?
He's just going through degradation like all the other ones.
Okay, yeah, he's becoming one of the rogue people, essentially.
what was that?
Do they have a specific name? Black Robes, maybe?
Like Sephiroth clones?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I just want to say, speaking of, just before we get off the topic, since Ben's talking about YouTube stuff,
You did get
I
off
get
the topic.
I get really sad when there's a YouTuber I really like, and they make like really awesome like long form like breakdowns of videos. I like a guy called Your Favorite Son, and he just does like entire histories of game franchises. Like he has a video where he does all the Legacy of Kain games, and I have no interest in playing the Legacy of Kain games, but I think they're I think they look awesome, and I love the lore and all that stuff. And he puts like out these videos that take super long, and they get like, I don't know, 50k views or whatever. I think he has about 100k subscribers. And then he'll put out a video where it's like, I played 5 bad Steam games, so you don't have to. I don't know if you saw, that's like a new trend that a lot of people are doing. They're like, I picked 5 random bad Steam games. And that video where he puts like very little less effort in, gets like 10 times the amount of views. I'm like, dang it. It just like, if I was him, of course, I'd make more of those videos, right? More views, more money, less time.
Yep.
But it just sucks because then the actual good stuff that you're like, wow, he put so much time into this. like watch behind the scenes DVDs and stuff, so it can be like, Condemned Criminal Origins was made by blah blah blah, and you know, this is when it came out and all this stuff. It's like, ugh, just sucks. That's why we get very little views, because our stuff is
because it's way too high quality.
It's literally too high quality and too high IQ.
Super well researched. It's like super intricate.
We put like 20 hours into each video.
Oh, literally every 20-minute video that goes up probably takes me 20 hours. Yeah. I mean, when I have to go into Windows Movie Maker and cut a video into 3, do you know how long that takes me? Sometimes like 15 minutes of waiting for rendering for a video, Ben.
You know what the best thing about that is? It's almost 10 years now that Windows has stopped like supporting Windows Movie Maker. I had to like download it on that computer like separately in like some weird website.
I mean, I guess if we got a...
But it works!
I guess if we got another free program that all I have to do is cut it up. But I don't do anything else. Once in a while, I'll cut out, if we accidentally swear, I'll just... not bleep it out, but just cut out that like 1 second thing. So it'll be like just a quick cut. But that's it. Yeah, it's a lot of work, Ben. I have to either sit down here for 15 minutes or go upstairs and have a snack and then come down again to start the next video. Are you kidding me? Blood, sweat, and tears, Ben.
It's a transmuter.
Ben.
Converts raw materials.
I'm sorry. I'm watching the video game. It looks like he's explaining something.
He's explaining how you can craft items, which...
Whoa! Crafting!
Yep. It is an okay thing to pad out the game, and doing it the first time, it's sort of fun. Just getting your crafting level up, and you have to get max crafting level to get all the Genji equipment, so you can't ignore it.
Somebody made a point in another video where FF8 was like kind of a proto crafting system with the card modding and such things, and I was like, yeah, I can see that.
Kind of. It would be like...
Proto, Ben. Proto. It doesn't mean it's
Ben.
the exact thing. No, Ben just looked at me like...
I don't think anyone looked...
For those of you who have CIB Prime and pay the extra $14.99 a month, you just saw Ben's face, and now he's eating...
These are chicken bites.
Chicken bites
I
from...
didn't have time to grab like any
Wawa?
of the... Yeah, any of the made-to-go stuff or whatever the hell they call it. I'm sorry, you're going to have to clip that out. Whatever the heck they call it.
This game swears, as long as it's not like an F-bomb. For a teen-rated game, this game swears all the time.
It really does, doesn't it?
Like, even in the middle of battle, Barrett has like a generic battle thing where he says the S word. All the time.
Well, teens are
actually,
growing up
Cloud says it
faster
too.
all the time.
If I remember correctly, I don't know if it's changed, but for a while in movies, for a PG-13 rated movie, you could have one F-bomb, but if you have more than one, it was automatically R. I don't know if it's similar with games. Honestly, the ESRB, like, it's a good idea because it is important that, you know, parents who care know, you know. But, like, sometimes games don't make any sense. Like, Halo's always been mature, and I don't get it.
You know that a lot of the Uncharted games are teen, despite you shooting at 100 billion guys per game?
If Halo's mature, Uncharted should be mature.
It's just because Uncharted doesn't have like a bunch of profanity, even though it does, and it doesn't have blood.
Yeah, but you still shoot people in the head and stuff.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you are killing every Uncharted game. You kill, like,
literally
500
hundreds of people. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There's some other ones that I see and I'm like, really? Like, for one way or the other for teen or mature. If I worked at ESRB, if there was even a question, I'd be like, mature. Unfortunately, parents don't usually super care, so it just...
Yeah, like, let's see, what's a recent controversial mature game?
Everything.
Balatro. You guys heard about that one?
What?
It's the poker roguelike.
It's the what?
The poker rogue... Are you living under a freaking rock?
Like poker, poker as in, like, the card game?
Yeah, I've never heard of it either.
Poker, the card game.
Okay. No, I haven't heard of it. Trevor didn't hear of it either.
Crazy.
He knows stuff.
I know about that game that is really popular with Zoomers, the one where it's, like, facing off against this, like, serial killer who has... You're, like, doing, like, a shotgun Russian roulette thing. Have you seen that game, Ben?
Oh, my God.
Do you have a title?
I forget.
It's called Shotgun Russian Roulette.
Yeah.
I swear
don't
it's just
know.
called like Shotgun Roulette or something.
For Zoomers.
Anyway.
Zoomer edition.
That poker roguelike, it has essentially no mature themes whatsoever, and it's just like a $5 indie roguelike. And what on the Sony store in like Australia or whatever, they're rating it mature for gambling.
Gambling, yeah.
But it's a roguelike, so it's like there's no actual, it's not gambling.
I guess just because it is poker, and then some kid will be like, Dad, what's poker? And the dad will be like, give me more scotch and I'll tell you.
I mean, EA got in a lot of trouble when they were like doing those Star Wars Battlefront 2 loot boxes, and that literally made like legislation pass because of it, because they were literally allowing children to gamble with like real money. So it doesn't surprise me that they're like super careful about it now.
You know, I still can't like comprehend that Australia, the place where the best trolls in the entire world live. And by the way, the place.
Oh. What?
Absolutely.
No, absolutely not.
If I may quote the creator of a famous image board website, I freaking hate Australians. Because they're that good at trolling. They just are. Every Australian person I follow on YouTube, like G-Man Lives and stuff like that, I'm like, these guys would be fun to hang out with, but also I feel like it would be annoying because of
Oh, alright. I watched that guy, or I watched a lot of that guy's videos recently because I'm running out of stuff to watch. This is the bottom of the barrel, people. Oh, I also followed up to the HomeStarRunner 9-hour video I watched. I found out there was an 8-hour version that was just the developer commentary track, so I watched that too.
Perfect.
And that was my weekend. I was also playing the Doom roguelike at the same time.
Anyway.
Which you can't call the Doom roguelike anymore because of Bethesda. But that was my whole weekend. I basically stopped like at 6:45. And then that's why I didn't have any time to... It all fits together.
You're saying you stopped 15 minutes ago, so it's fresh on your mind.
Yeah, so I watched that G-Man Lives video on ranking the Resident Evil games.
Oh, such bad opinions, dude. He put Resident Evil 3 original, like, near the bottom, and I'm like,
yeah.
filtered. I think
Even
he did put
remake at the bottom.
He did put Resident Evil.
Don't agree with.
He did put Resident Evil 1 remake as number 1, right?
but
I mean, that's good.
I think that's really something that a lot of Resident Evil fans won't disagree with.
Didn't he also not put Resident Evil 6 as the bottom one? Like, I remember
Resident Evil 3 remake as the bottom one.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Resident Evil 6. I want so badly for it to be a good game, but it's like the worst game humanly possible.
Yeah, but would you rather play Gaiden or 6?
No. I'm sorry. He was only doing the main ones.
Oh, okay.
So no Revelations, no Gaiden, no Survivor. Anyway, just to finish real quick.
This guy looks super weird.
It's Chocobos.
This game still suffers from the main cast being 10 out of 10 perfect, and all the NPCs and even the minor characters looking ugly AF.
He's got a unique look, which...
I mean, he is, like, old. He's the grandpa.
Oh, wait till you see
I don't know why he's showing us
Trev,
his
you gotta show the
chest
Chocobo
is.
guy from the Junon area. He's so odd-looking compared to everyone else in the game.
Brother-
The guy with, like, the shirtless guy with the tattoos all over his chest.
Oh, yeah.
It's,
Yeah, that's very weird NPC.
Yeah, well, when we get there, Australia. Anyway, to finish the Australia thing real quick. It's so weird that Australia, a country that was literally started, for the most part, because they were sending convicts and other such ne'er-do-wells to the country because no one else wanted them. It's just amazing that Australia, of all the nations in the world, are the one that's like, whoa, we can't have the game Manhunt in here. We can't have this. This is rated mature. This is rated adults only. When other countries like France and stuff like that are like, it's fine.
The other country that's even more hardcore than Australia is Germany, but that's for a pretty obvious reason.
Yeah.
Germany, like, censors stuff even harder than Australia, but Australia's, like, second best.
Australia never, like, did things like Germany.
Alright, don't tell the Aboriginal people that.
So, can we rent some?
For the most part, I mean, every country has their own things, but it's not quite the level of
Not
Germany.
exactly.
Oh.
Ben, I remember bringing up Australia, or, like, just some YouTube that...
Is that a big thing?
I think Ben just hates Australians, like, a lot. I remember I brought up like dank pods to him, and I'm like, it's just some Australian guy. And he was like, he did the Marge.
Wait, who? Who is this?
I remember like 6 months ago.
man.
I just remember your reaction being weird.
Me reacting weirdly to stuff? That's crazy.
Dude, if Australia wasn't full of like things that can kill you constantly every day, I'd probably go visit it. I feel like I would just walk outside and it'd be like, a scorpion stung you, you're dead, by the way. I'd be like, oh man.
I think
It's not even birds because you have like magpies like swooping at you.
Right? I don't know how people like survive living in Australia. I feel like a young kid would walk outside and like Trev said, they're just taken out to the. I mean, kangaroo would just put you in your.
you know they've got cities there. They've got settlements, right?
I know that, but the large majority of people don't live in the cities, like every other place in the world.
The large majority?
Yeah, over 50% of people don't live in cities.
You sure?
That depends on the country. I don't think that's true of Australia.
All right, that's it. We're taking a trip. The Simpsons are
No,
going to
we
Australia.
don't have
Australia
to.
is
we
like-
we can look it up.
Australia is like
Just-
90% uninhibited
Ben
land.
just hates Australia so much. If I was like,
I would.
Ben,
go
I
to
got you.
Australia.
I got you.
It's not even that
I got you a
don't
free
like
trip to Australia. I got you paid time off at work. We're going, bro. He'd be like, oh, absolutely not. I'd rather go to work.
I wouldn't even. I debated heavily even going to the beach for a week. So it's really no big feat to like have me turn down a vacation to Australia.
I guess that's fair. Still, my point stands. I feel like in another life, I was Australian.
He's just doing his job.
Well,
And I will not elaborate on that further.
Okay.
But he's been a real.
Refuses to elaborate. It's because they're big trolls, bro.
They're
Have you
really
ever seen
not.
Bart the General? I mean, not the Simpsons episode, the YouTube thing.
I love Bart the General.
Or Rick and Morty Bushland Adventures.
Very well.
I cannot. say that
Ben
I
loves
love
Rick
that.
and Morty.
Where is he?
I don't know. Ben seems like the kind of guy to just sit there and just take it all in.
No, Ben's a wicked nihilist.
Thinking about reaching out.
Ben's a smiling friends person.
So,
100%.
What is that?
Really?
but thank
It's like the Rick and Morty for, I would say, Zoomers, maybe Gen Alpha.
I don't. Yeah, that's.
All
I'm
I
not
know,
sure
all
what
I know
that
is
is.
in the first episode,
promise.
the guest supporting character is Mike Slaska, or however you pronounce his name, from Red Letter
They
Media.
were always his favorite treat.
What is that?
Maybe
Okay, you know what Red Letter Media is.
No, I really don't. What is Red Letter Media?
He's the one who goes,
Billy will throw a-
Star Wars. Wait, hold on, that was bad.
He did the
No pressure.
Star Wars Episode 1: The Phantom Menace is the worst movie ever made.
I think
Or,
it's James
what's
Gunn.
wrong with your
So be
face?
sure to hand him over if you do.
Ah, crap, we just got sued.
Yeah,
God
I
dang
don't
it.
know what that is. I've never.
There's no.
Ben only watches stupid stuff on YouTube.
Yeah, like about 17 hours combined of HomeStarRunner. Actually, literally the same thing twice.
Wait, and that's, I appreciate that because HomeStarRunner's cool, but you have heard of Red Letter Media, right?
No,
Actually, honestly.
I've never heard of it.
I'm not saying they're like the biggest thing in the world, but I'm just surprised that it's something you've not even like heard of.
Nope.
But you know about Cybershell. Let's talk about him for next hour.
Let's talk about YouTube channels that are worse than ours, but still cool.
That's all of them.
I know. I mean, I remember, they wish they could have shout-outs from us. They're like, oh, thank you. They send us DMs. They're like, thank you so much for mentioning us on your channel. I started getting so many more subs afterwards. Are you serious?
Going for it. Going for it. No!
It's crazy.
So Ben, every time you get to
It's incredible.
a new spot, you have to like do almost like a mini game and catch a chocobo. And once you catch the chocobo once, you can use it whenever. Except for some reason in the Gungaga region, you just rent it.
You don't have to do it for everyone. No.
Oh, is there other ones?
So these, like, these kind of mini games are like the kind of things that make me not want to play a game again.
Dude, FF7 Rebirth has like 40 minigames.
A billion mini games, and you have to do a lot of them again on the hardest setting to get the max party level, and it is torture.
Yep,
It's-
I'm not doing that.
There is a lot. Fort Condor is a pretty big one. There's one where you are a frog.
So is there a reason he has armor?
Yeah,
Oh.
Trevor already played the game.
Yeah,
Oh.
this is the best armor for a Chocobo. But yeah, it's just the first time I saw that, I thought it was funny. But yeah, that's just the armor that I put him on because it's essentially medium plus.
It's got like a cummerbund on it, like underneath.
Their hands are clipping
Oh,
through
nice.
that armor.
Yo, listen to this music.
Like I said, they should have spent another year on this.
What does he want now?
It clearly needs it.
It wouldn't have clipped through it if it didn't have armor, which initially it didn't.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, so they wouldn't have even thought of it having the armor in
No.
this cutscene.
They were definitely just touching his feathers.
Bill's place.
Let's just talk about how this soundtrack's like 10 out of 10. They just take the original stuff and make it orchestral and cool.
Yeah, I remember mentioning that to Big Mike. I was like, I really like the soundtrack in this game better because it's just like the regular songs but in higher quality. Like the first game's soundtrack is good, but I think they went like too crazy with the remixes. I remember like getting like Wall Market and like the sector before it. I'm just like, this doesn't even sound like the original song anymore. They remix it so much.
I will personally always prefer the odd MIDI sound of like SNES and PS1 games. I mean, with my all-time favorite soundtrack being Saga Frontier, makes sense. But for a newer sound, I mean, you can't make it for this game. You can't make like MIDI-sounding stuff for this game. People would absolutely die. But for what it is, this soundtrack is
Yeah,
just
I think
incredible.
the problem with, at least in my opinion, when they do like a full orchestrated like soundtrack, it's so homogenous and it like just blends into the background, and you don't remember any of it.
This
At
is
least for me.
This is a
did
nice
find
mixture.
That, yeah, actually, that. Well,
But this
Yeah.
this soundtrack, like they clearly have like the big band for like the really bombastic soundtrack, but for this, it sounds like there's like 5 people playing instruments
Yeah.
in a room, and it's really homely and it's just. I really like it.